what were you thinking, going out by yourself? Don't you know how dangerous it is?
It's okay. Toba helped me. And we met some kind strangers who helped us. And...
Kind strangers? What made you so sure they were so kind, huh? Oh, I suppose they had kind stranger written on their foreheads?
Yeah, actually, they did. And big...
Don't talk back to me. The Mountain King problem still hasn't been solved. What would I do if I lost you too? No dinner for you tonight.
They were good people, Dad. Dinner or no dinner. Hello again, Hoonie. It's Miss Paimon and Miss Traveler. Dad, it's them. They're the ones who helped me. And...
Oh, so you're the kind strangers. Well, I'm Trinidad. Apparently, you helped my daughter today, so if there's anything you need, just now, I trust that you're sensible people who know better than to take advantage of their host's generosity.
Yep, just helping a neighbor. We're not looking for anything in return.
Oh? Well, let's hope so.
Dad, please! They're not bad people. They've eaten at the same table with Kanich before. Be nice to them.
Kanich? Wait! I heard that two mysterious travelers from afar showed up at the Stadium of the Sacred Flame. Are they you?
And Paimon's the other.
I do apologize. A lot's been going on in our tribe lately, and I suppose the pressure must be getting to me. I can't believe I was so rude to you.
Oh, now we're talking. Seriously, though, don't worry about it. Already forgotten. We're just happy to see Hoonie got home safe and sound.
Oh, you just arrived, I take it, and it would be my honor to give you a hero's welcome tonight.
Careful now. That's quite an about-face. We've heard that kind of thing can lead to spontaneous combustion around these parts.
My dear traveler, you are very perceptive indeed. Go inside now, Hoonie. Dad's got some important business to discuss.
Okay. Look after Miss Traveler and Miss Paimon. They're very special guests. Well, we'll hear you out, but we can't make any promises that we'll be able to help.
Well, this is a matter of utmost importance. Please, allow me to explain. For many years, our tribe has celebrated the Turnfire Night. It is a traditional ceremony among the Scions of the Canopy in which we remember our ancestor, Burkina. Burkina was a hero who bore the ancient name Malipo, and Kangamato was a powerful Yumkasor warrior. Together, they fought against the Abyss. They were victorious, but it came at a great cost. Burkina paid with his life. The Mountain King survived, but was contaminated by the Abyss, and normally, Yumkasors never live longer than a century. It is possible that the Abyssal Power is responsible for his unnaturally long life. Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even the Abyssal Power inside him is highly sensitive. And when it is disturbed, he awakens and flies into a blind rage. So, besides the ceremony, another important part of Turnfire Night each year is cleansing the abyssal power inside the Mountain King, so that, however, abyss-related incidents have been on the rise in that land lately, as I'm sure you're both aware. Only 5 months have passed since the last Turnfire Night, and he's already showing signs of instability.
Has he woken up again?
He has. We managed to contain the situation by performing a makeshift ceremony right away, but it was a close call. He attacked and wounded my companion, Nana, during the ceremony. She became contaminated by the Abyss as a result, and...
We heard. Such a tragedy. We're really sorry for your loss.
Yes, and Nana wasn't the first. Anyway, right now we're preparing for an exceptional Turnfire Night ceremony, and we need to find a suitable flame bearer. From what I've heard about your adventures, of course, Plus, he's a bona fide hero who inherited the Malipo name.
Oh, you mean Kanich?
Yes, he's the one. A hero, worth his weight in gold. And unfortunately for us, he's all too aware of that. An exceptional ceremony? Oh, I'll have to charge an exceptional price. I swear, no other concept exists in that boy's brain. I'm not the one to usually talk about people behind their backs, but I'm convinced the Wyup got hit on the head and took a wrong turn the day it chose to give that ancient name to him. I mean, have you ever heard of a hero whose mantra is, "What's your asking price?" Oh, and don't get me started on that insufferable Ahau he hangs around with. Thinks he's God's gift to mankind. Pompous fool.
Yeah, Paimon has to agree on that last part.
Anyway, the fact is, the ceremony can just as easily be done without him as long as we can find someone else. And besides, you two seem like much better candidates. So, what do you think? Wonderful! I can't thank you enough. Huni was right about you. You have kindness in your hearts. Come with me to the other side of the mountain. I'll bring you up to speed on each step of the ceremony.
Achoo! Curses! Who dares insult the great Kahul Ahau behind his back?
Oh, great Kahul Ahau, bless you.
Shut your filthy mouth, worm of the abyss! Your putrid words defile the air we breathe. You make the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahul Ahau, sick.
Speaking as a member of the Abyss Order, that's music to my ears. Exactly the kind of reaction we're going for.
Ugh, never have we heard such brazen blustering from someone who is inches from death. Up yours, Four Eyes!
Okay, well, that I am at a loss to explain. How do I manage to stay so chirpy and cheerful? I can only guess it's some kind of powerful magic. But I digress. Mr. Kinich, I admit it, you, sir, are a legendary hunter. Still, you see, I'm very interested in the lore of your tribe.
Okay.
Is that it? Kay? Aren't you intrigued to know what it is about you guys that prompted a visit from the Abyss? It's the extreme sports! The other day, I narrowly avoided getting hit by a very brave soul who just leaped off a cliff. I think you call it bungee jumping? Anyway, I was very impressed. That is what I call embracing the spirit of adventure. Look, I even did a painting inspired by the bravery and freedom of the scions of the canopy.
You scum-sucking swine! Ugh, I swear, if you go bungee jumping, it'll be without a rope! Head first off the tallest cliff, with a band of hunters on your tail, and nowhere left to run, and a...
You say that, but I get the sense that Mr. Kinich isn't planning to take my life right now. I've heard that the most important thing in human relationships is to respect each other's boundaries.
Or you could tell me what it is you're really after.
What?
And then I'll name my price.
The wind knows me. This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone.
Another chance to learn from... Here goes!
The abyss contamination is back. See those torches over there? Those are the sacred flame offshoots that we requested.
Are you saying that the sacred flame and the turnfire are the same?
Well, for ceremonial purposes, at least. Sending someone to the Night Kingdom to retrieve the...
Gotcha! So basically, we just need to clean up the filth with the sacred flame.
Well, that's one part of it, yes. But the complete ceremony is a bit more complicated than that. First, the flame bearer must collect a kindling of the sacred flame from the starting point, then use a grappling hook to fly up into the sky and light each of the sacred Then, they must go down into the canyon, all the way into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, lighting braziers and the final altar along the way. The most skilled flame bearers can accomplish all of this without touching the ground once.
Wow! He can do all that flying without ever falling to the ground? Well, of course Paimon can. It'd be much harder for you guys.
Well, don't worry. It's not a requirement of the ceremony. You're allowed. The flame bearer must always keep moving forward. You can't skip a pillar, then come back to it after lighting the next one.
So, what actually happens if you do turn back? Surely the fires don't just go out.
Well, if you're not careful, you might get burned.
What about today then? Does this...
Oh no, don't worry. Today is just a practice. The order doesn't matter. You just need to take the sacred flame, cleanse the filth, then go light all the braziers. Are you ready? I'll repeat all the key points again. Gather the kindling, cleanse the filth, and light all the braziers. I'll wait for you at the end.
station. There's abyssal filth over there. Let's burn it away with the sacred flame.
Into the wind. One with nature.
That should be all the braziers. Let's regroup with Trinidad.
I knew I was right about you. You have, if there was an ancient name for outstanding flame bearers.
Yeah, although it would probably take Paimon quite...
All right. Now, there's still a few days left until the ceremony, and I should probably get back so I can inform the chief and the other.
Oh, you mean they've still got to sign off on it?
Some of them are still hoping we can come to an agreement with Kanich, but that's only because they haven't seen you. Still,
Just for Paimon's own peace of mind, are you sure it's not going to be a problem having Outlanders take on such an important role in your ceremony?
See that place over there? There was a time, long before the age, after a period of upheaval, our ancestors were forced to move away. Now, if we fail to keep the threat posed by the Mountain King at bay, it might not be long before. So, to answer your question, I think everyone will agree that you.
Fair enough. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I'll need you to drop by my place at some point before the ceremony, if that's all right.
Okay, see you later then.
You have my gratitude.
We've helped out with a lot of other local festivals before, but this one feels a little different.
Traveler? Paimon?
Kanich! Fancy meeting you here. We've actually been looking for you.
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accepted a proposal from Elder Trinidad.
Oh, the, Turnfire Knight, you mean. You were still his first choice. It's just... Oh, jeez.
Chill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know. And I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you.
Once and for all? You mean this'll be the last Turnfire Knight ever?
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night Kingdom.
To the Night Kingdom?
To his death.
Whoa! Are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations like that. I could...
Too blunt? Okay. There is potentially a possibility that Elder Trinidad may be hoping...
But that's ridiculous! He told us the Mountain King is a living symbol.
And that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even this glory comes at a price. Ah, yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
She likely won't be the last to lose her.
Still, is killing a Mountain King really the only way?
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that it has consumed him entirely, and the damage is irreversible. That evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. So, to look at it one way, once it's completely purged from his body, the Mountain King will finally be able to rest in peace. In past ceremonies, we've only purged around half of the abyssal power. This was to strike a balance.
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge, but he did say there were some more details to go over before the ceremony.
Then it sounds like you'll know for sure soon enough.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. I'd like to make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. Good. See you soon.
Time to go.
Ah, mighty Outlanders, you have returned.
It was, pretty good, yeah.
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic deeds, including the chief. There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name. But they're just stuck in the past. We need to move with the times.
Plus, Kanish doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So, now, it's time for us to discuss the finer details of the ceremony. We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part, it's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's always One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can. The more we dispel, the longer the Mountain King will remain asleep.
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the Flame Bearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal energy. But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the Abyss. With your help, I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy from the Mountain King's body, freeing us from this ever-looming threat for many years to come.
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? That's all you really need to know? The ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you when we're ready. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elk, and if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there.
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little extra to the price.
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the respect of our people, and as a mighty hero, I'll be sticking around for the next few days. So if you have any questions,
Seems like Kanish was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
Emotional support is important.
Huh, you're here.
Kanish, said that?
I can tell. It's written on your faces.
Is that the Traveler in Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on...
Hello, Chief Waina.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over for a quick I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, I fully endorse your appointment as flame bearers. However, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure the Mountain King's safety. Every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From Yupanqui the Firebringer, to Burkina and the Mountain King who fought against the Abyss. This is our history and our heritage, the source of our pride. And to kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. I would never be able to face our ancestors in the Night Kingdom. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration. Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter. Though I sense that your mind is not yet made up, I'm still comforted by...
So, Kinich, earlier you were saying that...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get some air after this.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry
Kinich, Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the flame bearer this time, because it's a double-edged sword. The whole Mora thing was just a sneaky excuse.
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, an exceptional price must be paid. I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear...
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to ask me?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right. We need to talk about How. He's completely unhinged.
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon would love to see him get scolded for bad behavior. Anyway, moving on. When we ran into a How, he said you two were investigating some Abyss thing together.
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the Abyss too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space. I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts. So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside...
Whoa, that sounds kinda crazy. Would it really work?
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, a prolonged period inside the rift could make the map... Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. You've seen the conflict the issue is causing in our tribe for yourself. The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive. Whatever.
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture and heritage.
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder, and he has every right to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a glorious past. No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume we go with your plan. How do you... Because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way. You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but It just feels like using the power of the Abyss for our own end. After all, the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place. People are gonna—
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. The Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point.
Alright, so what's this deal you wanted to make with us? We're hardly experts on exploit—
All I need you to do is keep people away from me. I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the flame bearer. I can't afford to waste all my energy dealing with them. If you help me out, there will be a gift for you in return.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone comes to terms with the fact that that way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can focus on finding a way to summon the beastly rift. Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll move the Mountain King into his new home.
Still sounds pretty crazy. Even for a daredevil like you, that's dangerous. And even if it works, what if neither Chief Wyna nor Elder Trinidad are happy with it? Have you thought—
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue, leaving only me on the opposing side. The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
For sure. And who knows, maybe we'll come up with an even better solution to all of this in the next couple of days.
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever you can. I'm sure everyone will be swept off their feet when they meet our new flame bearer. Good luck to us both.
La da 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 da.
wind knows me.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince him. One to become. Wanderer.
Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kenichi's back.
Hoonie, how can you call the Mountain King a monster?
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what happened to Nana.
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick, that's all. He's been hurt by the abyss.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now a threat to all of us.
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick? If you don't take back what you just said, I don't know if we can carry on being friends.
Toba, Huni, what's wrong?
Hoonie's saying nasty things about the Mountain King. It's not right. He's our hero.
Once upon a time, maybe, but not anymore.
Yesterday, maybe, but not anymore.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. Things change, and you just have to accept it. As of today, our friendship is over. There's no going back. Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. We have some great news to tell you. The Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night. She's gonna do a beautiful ceremony and cure.
What? Really?
So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you? To be fair, from what we saw.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, good question. We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fight.
No, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to.
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no. All right. Well, Dad just really misses Nana.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me. For the Traveler and Paimon, Kenichi, and for Nana.
That's more like it. Now you're best friends again. Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something mean about the Mountain King in the future, I'll make sure I say it to someone else. I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire night. Let's see you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home as well then. See you next time.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship isn't as strong as it was before. Let's just hope we can solve this once and for all. Come on, let's move on. Huh? What's going on over there? Let's take a look. Hey there! What's happening here?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Paimon wants to learn too!
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's rare to see a new face around the tribe these days. I thought everyone would be keeping away.
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an emergency ceremony. This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders, it might even be a little...
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually gonna be an outsider?
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in person. What? Oh, it's you? Man, oh man. Well, this is a nice surprise. It's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flamebearer since I'm...
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night? How come? You're not an outsider, too.
You must be joking. Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better-looking guys who dances...
Oh, very impressive. So why'd you quit?
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent.
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah. It's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the Canopy knows. I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics.
What's the Saurian Relics Association?
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that his Saurian buddy comes from that time.
A how? A how's a relic from...
Oh, yeah, him. So you know those two already, huh? Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the kind of contract usually...
Really? That sounds ominous.
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with... Strangely enough...
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use it as my... But after all the Abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been over... Or... You look like you know your...
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty...
Wait, you're seriously gonna help me out?
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped into before, this is nothing.
Pyro Archon above. You two have hearts of gold, you know that? You're the kind of people who could dive into the Turnfire deep in the bowels of... Of course it is! All right, come with me. I'll show you the way.
Time to go.
There it is. It's inside these ruins. As you can see...
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago.
Great minds think alike. Up.
One with nature.
Shame!
As one with wind and cloud. Verdict is... Into the wind. That hurts!
Let her rip! No! I messed up. Again.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds come.
That should be the last of them. Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like a mirror. True. Now that you mention it, it does match the story he told us, though. There's this. Whatever. We're not here to decipher. That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago. Japan!
You've been robbed? Oh, Pon.
I put blood, sweat, and tears.
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Hey, Ponche, come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame bearers, and they're tough as.
Wait, are you the trap?
Huh? You already know each other?
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you helped him out, and...
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you, sir. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest, most genuine people.
Really? All I want is to get...
Allow me to explain.
I spent years of my... on the word Molly...
It was an unparalleled masterpiece.
And now it's all gone.
That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk.
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student. If only for Toba and
See what I mean, Panche?
I don't know. Hey! You...
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved butt first into a tree hollow. Oh, what's this? Brought a little... Eat dirt, suckers!
Hey, he's trying to get away! You good? Let's chase him down!
Where did these Yuvkasaurs come from?
Oh, the baby saurians are blocking his path!
Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, gods, and kings, I can't... Please. I don't have your stuff anymore. Have mercy.
Oh, yeah? Well, where is it then? You threw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty old book, worn out pens, and some old rags. All that time lying in wait was for nothing. I was so mad, I just...
Is that really the truth? Okay, then.
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth. May all my worldly possessions...
Okay, that's a pretty strong oath. What do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right. Let's hope nobody gets to the book before we do. We'll never get it back then.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Hoytzatlan, this holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. This appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always You Ponky's Turnfire. What an incredible work on ancient name philology. Let me see, the author is... Panche. Nice.
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahulahow will suffer your droning voice no longer.
Do you truly find no joy at all in perusing such rich
Joy? What joy is there in this pointless
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bear...
What? You're saying Konnichiwa... When will that glorious day arrive? The great Kahulahow demands to...
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core. You...
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares your kind with the great Kahulahow!
You don't need to lecture me about Doomsday. Here's what I know. All civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms to heavenly thrones to worlds beyond, there are no exceptions. But from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcend. And you, great Kahulahow, are one such speck of dust from a bygone age. Now, let me take a good look at you. We'll see whether any memories of that age still remain.
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your manuscript any.
Does that mean all of my hard work?
You gotta stay positive, Ponche.
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before the... Well, not exactly.
Oh, really?
I think the key to all of this...
Ponche,
You're right, but
Yeah, I remember that. Maybe you're the special.
I'm not talking about...
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. The key factor is that Burkina summoned... If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of...
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the hilly...
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then was buried in the Night Kingdom.
Hey. Sorry to interrupt, Ponche, but you seem to be getting a little overexcited.
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kinich.
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to...
Kinich, what are you doing here?
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick
Kinich! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but...
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of research on the history of the Turnfire.
I'll be there, Ponche. Let's go.